Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. This is GMTV. You're welcome to GMTV today, being on the 7th of April 2024. And we're bringing you this news about what is going on in our land and also in the area of Delta State, where there's a lot of families that have been chased out of their houses, now living in the bush. This is not just called an DP camp. And the residents have been crying to the government for them to come back home, but they resisted. They said they won't let these people come back home. You can see the children, family, and these ones, they are not even go to school anymore. Even adults are still there, plus their wives and children. And the Nigerian army have condemned the whole area that they're searching for people that maim their own army, of which is a lie, it's a way of getting people into their community to sack everyone in the community. I can see men and women running around for safety, for them to avoid being killed by this Nigerian murderous terrorist army in our land. This is GMTV. Today is your first time of coming across our channel. Please do us a favor, like, share, also comment, let other people know about GMTV. On this very one, there's still message that came from the PM about what is going on and other informations that need to be advised or visited in the whole area. So with this, I'm going to leave this for you to listen to what he has to say about the very development going on in around the Biafra land. This is GMTV, so I'll leave it for you now to listen to it and see what we have to do on the next page on this very video. So we'll leave it there. See you in the next minute.
To welcome every one of you. It is the responsibility of the government to continue to provide security for our women and children, so that they will not end up in IDP camps like other people all over Nigeria. It is the responsibility of this government to make sure we continue the delegitimization of the terrorist state within Biafra land. By doing this, we will make sure that those who come to kill us will receive enough water. And this water will continue, as we will never fold our arms and our hands watching them kill us as they used to do. So as we go forward to prepare and make the way for the liberation of Biafra through democratic means, diplomatic means, and every other mechanism that is being put in place, we will make sure that we provide security for our vulnerable women and children. That is the reason why this fundraising is very important, to make sure we provide the adequate security that our people need. In the entire Nigeria, it is only in the Biafra territory that the terrorists are not abducting our children in the school, from the school. It is only in Biafra territory that our women and the entire village is not being sacked, and it can never ever happen so long as this Biafra government is still very alive and active. The declaration of Biafra restoration that is scheduled to happen this year on the 2nd of December is still unchanged, and we are not going to change our word a bit. So we'll continue to prepare the ground, level the ground for the restoration of independent state of Biafra. On this note, I want to appreciate every one of you Biafra people, and to make sure to also inform the Biafrans that most of the places where the terrorists has been very active, abducting and kidnapping our people, we have already deployed the Biafra Liberation Army and other Biafra forces to make sure they flush out the bandits that have come from Central African Republic, from northern Nigeria into our land. Our objective is to make sure they will never leave to kidnap our people and tell the story or collect ransom in our own land. Biafra government is the only legitimate government so far that is speaking for the entire 70 to 80 million Biafrans all over the world.
Everybody that is legally in Biafra land, documented, and is a Biafra citizen or staying with Biafra government residence permit, you will have access to free healthcare system. Yes.
Okay,
At the same time, we are going to have a national insurance scheme, which we are going to announce later. We need to put all these structures in place ahead of time. So the national insurance scheme of Biafra will subsidize the hospital, bill or the healthcare bills and all that. So they will subsidize it. So if you go to hospital, for example, and the cost of you visiting a doctor is 100 Ejema, 100 Biafra Ejema, for example, the national insurance scheme of Biafra will cover 90% of that, and you're going to pay 10 Ejema instead of 100. Okay. That's the system we're going to run.
Yes, now that you have watched that, and as you can see what Biafra government has for every indigenous, every citizens of Biafra, and what you can see on this very, very screen, this is a garbage truck, of which the area that has been densed in water or immersed in water, where our people go there and develop, and at the end they will chase you out of that area and say you're coming to take their land in Lagos. There's loads of places that have been developed in that area, of which you keep telling our people to come back home and develop your own place, but instead they develop other places and leave their own space as a bush or a place where it looks like someone ran away from there. And on top of this very one, people keep telling them about what is going on in their area, but it seems they're paying deaf ear and refuse to do so. I'm going to show you one of the video where they have developed a very, very large area where they spent billions of naira in there, but at the end they're going to be chased out of that area and all their businesses there be decimated or seized by the Lagos government, of which is going to make a lot of people poor and people going outraged about what is going on. This is GMTV. Now I'm going to leave this video for you to watch it and see for yourself. If you go and develop your own land, there's nothing wrong with it, instead of you going to develop on other people's land, of which at the end they will chase you out of the area. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if you serve the zoo, that's the Nigerian government, if you serve them, you come back in shame, of which that is what is affecting everybody. Everybody was saying that he was talking nonsense, was talking anyhow, but now all this reality is coming to pass. This is GMTV. I'll leave the video for you to watch, and let's see what you think about this.
Nigeria has a lot of beach, and the government haven't developed any of the beaches.
Okay, so the private individuals develop this beach, make it very beautiful, and it's okay.
Yeah. We've probably put 6 billion naira in.
Just developing it to look this nice.
Yeah. And can you imagine the infrastructure you don't see? The water, the power, the sewage, the internet. So, and all that's on the ground, and that's in marine conditions and marine environments. So, there's a 6 billion naira bill here. It's over $10 million.
Yeah.
And the government hasn't. And this is a beach that's 1 kilometer long. So imagine if you had to do that for the 236 kilometers of Lagos beaches.
Entrepreneurs will definitely change the world.
We get about 20,000 people within this ecosystem every single week.
20,000 people visit the landmark every week.
We get approximately 20,000 people here every week.
Is that excluding of when you have like massive events? Because I know you have an event center that's quite popular.
Exclusive events.
How much is the ticket in here again?
So the ticket, it ranges from 2,500.
All right. Yeah. You can do the maths.
Yeah. I took a helicopter ride in 2008 and looked around Lagos for a piece of land to buy. I looked at the bustling business district of Victoria Island, looked at the growing sort of residential corridor of Lekki, and I thought to myself from the air, I looked at this area and I thought, what is this? There's an area completely undeveloped. There was nothing here. The roads were not here. None of these buildings were here. We landed the helicopter and I negotiated with the royal family at the time, and we reached a landing to buy this land, right? We've sunk over $150 million in here, right? for a start, right? And that includes the land value. I would say that we're probably looking at something north of $250 million in enterprise value. This is the only family-centric entertainment beach in Lagos, full stop.
I mean,
right?
yeah.
And it's an entertainment center. We get about 20,000 people within this ecosystem every single week.
20,000 people.
It's a mixed-use beach. We employ over 2,500 people here directly. Nigeria has some of the most entrepreneurial people in the world, some of the most hardworking and sincere, some of the happiest people. So, it's a joy to be here. Yeah. I've traveled to 69 different countries, and I wouldn't swap this place for anywhere else.